Hello and welcome to Naledi Online, produced by Front Row Productions. This is a show where we really just love to bring a whole lot of wonderful people, experts in different areas that we just bring to you for them to tell us what they do, how they did it, if it's a success and if it's not, what's working, what's not. And today we really have somebody that I am so excited to have. You guys will also, testify. I'm sure you will testify. We have today Marvellous Chaparadza, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself. But before that, I'm just trying to think, what do I call this guy? Because he does so much. I mean, so I'm trying to think, do I call him an author? Do I call him a producer, film producer? Do I call him? But let me not preempt. Okay, welcome to the program. We're really honored to have you.
And I'm also honored to be here, to be in this show. And, I never thought I would have this opportunity to be interviewed by a journalist.
Oh. We are excited to have you here. We just want to know, what do you do, Marvellous? I mean, who is Marvellous? Because you're going to be telling us a lot of really great nuggets for our businesses, for our lives, for our aspirations and dreams. So we want to know, who are you yourself?
Marvellous. Marvellous can be a lot of people.
Yeah.
You can be a loving son.
Okay.
Most importantly.
Yeah.
But most people know me as Marvellous from the Marvellous Chaparadza YouTube channel. So I'm a YouTube influencer, as well as an engineer just trying to be a businessman.
Oh my, engineer, YouTube influencer. You're delving in the arts and the sciences all in one. I mean, this is why I said I can't even think of how to describe in one word.
Well, the thing with me is I take more of a holistic approach to life.
I like that.
So you don't have to know one thing in life. Exactly. And especially in this Zimbabwean economy that we are in,
yes,
you have to know a lot of things for you to be competitive in the market.
I like that. I mean, today, though, we are talking about a book that you wrote.
Yeah.
So he's an author, He's also an author. A book called YouTube Secrets to a Million Views a Week. A week. Is this possible?
It's very possible, because when I grew my channel, Marvellous Chaparadza channel, when I grew it, I grew from about 2,000 subscribers at that time to about 40,000 subscribers and over 10 million views within 90 days.
Wow. Now you got to tell us more about this. I mean, I'm just thinking, okay, where do we begin? What inspired you to write this book?
But it wasn't much of inspiration to begin with.
Right.
It was more of an escape. So when I started out, it was when the COVID pandemic first broke out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were having many financial problems at home, and with my mom, my mom was sick at the time. She didn't have COVID, by the way. And it struck me that I didn't have anything that I could do to help here, besides just maybe preparing meals for her and stuff like that. That was the only things that I could do.
Because then again, we also couldn't go out.
Yeah, and my mom being the only breadwinner in the family. We were more threatened, and we're a family of about 4 boys, and we were more threatened. So we had to look for ways to provide for us, to make money, and also to. And I was hoping to cover my mom's medical bills.
Are you the eldest?
No, I'm not the eldest. I'm not the eldest. But at that point, I didn't believe that you need money to make money.
Okay.
So I was looking for ways that I could make money without any money at all.
I like that mind.
So seriously. I was on YouTube trying to look for ways to make money. That's where I faced so that there are a lot of creators who are making money from YouTube, from nothing. just being present on the YouTube platform, showing up your face, you can make a lot of money. So that's where I started, and from the point go, I was starting from the American Advertise, where they tell you to follow your passion.
All right.
And my passion is in martial arts, and I started a martial arts channel at that time.
Okay.
So the martial arts channel, I don't know how I kept going, but from the beginning, the only viewers that I was having were my friends, my family, and the people that were close to me.
I can relate.
Yeah, and those are the times where you just post
relate.
one video, you get fewer views, maybe 50 views, and maybe up to hundreds of views, but then it's still very little. And that's how I started, and that's how I kept going.
So your journey so far, tell us more about your journey on YouTube. What has it been like? What have you achieved now?
Right now, my biggest achievement is the growth that I have made with my biggest YouTube channel, Marvellous Chaparadza. So the biggest achievement is in the 42,000 subscribers, and neither is it in the 50 million views that I have. It's in the experience that I've gained over the years.
All right.
And it's in the knowledge that I've managed to accumulate. The knowledge might be little, but with the little that I have, I'm happy to share with other people. Because when I started out, I didn't have anyone to look up to. I didn't have anyone to tell me how it's done. And I wanted to have someone who can guide me.
And we definitely do have quite a lot of people who...
But right now, I can be that person who anyone can ask.
Fantastic. So what are the most critical factors in understanding YouTube algorithm, for instance? I mean, we want to know about this. And I mean, sometimes also this tech jargon, it just sounds like, Greek, it sounds like just jargon. But it's things that when somebody else really breaks it down, we all can understand. Maybe there's somebody out there who actually wants to start, who wants to go on YouTube, who's got something to say. And they don't understand this particular part of it. So, go ahead and...
Okay. So with the YouTube algorithm, there are a lot of misconceptions. Like, a lot of people end up thinking that the YouTube algorithm can either hate you or favor you, but that's not the case. So with the YouTube algorithm, there are about 2 or 3 things that are at play. It's all about the search. There's one part of the algorithm, which is the search engine algorithm.
Okay.
And that search engine algorithm is just helping viewers to get what they want on the platform. Because on YouTube, people are going there to learn, or they're going there to be entertained. So when you are looking, for example, how to grow a YouTube channel, you are going to search those words.
Right.
And that search engine algorithm is going to help you find relevant videos within the tags of your search.
In line with your interests.
Exactly. That's what's going to index the videos that best suit your search. So that's part of the algorithm, right? And the other part of the algorithm is more on the business side.
Okay.
More on the business side. And I always tell people that Google is the biggest advertising company.
Okay.
And by the way, Google owns Google AdSense.
Okay.
And with Google AdSense, what it does is it has to advertise to run ads on all Google owned products like YouTube, like the Google search engine itself.
Okay.
When you run a blog, you can monetize through Google AdSense.
Okay.
By doing that, you are just allowing Google AdSense to run its ads on your platform. And when it runs your ads, when it runs the ads on your platform, it has to pay you, and it has been paid by brands who are pushing ads through Google AdSense. And the goal for that company is to have as many people as possible watching those ads. So now on YouTube specifically, the goal of the YouTube algorithm in that sense is to keep as many viewers on the platform as possible. Watching as many videos as possible, so that they get to watch as many ads as possible, and so that they get to be converted into as many clients as possible, so that Google AdSense makes as much money as possible. And when you can do that as a YouTube creator, when you can keep a lot of people on the platform watching a lot of your videos, as many videos from your channel as possible, and also getting them to watch as many ads as possible, that's where you make a lot of money, that's where you get a lot of views, and that's more of the YouTube algorithm. The other things about the algorithm, those are the states for neds, and you can't
we'll learn as we go. But how do you create content that resonates with your audience? Yes, and drive that engagement that you want for them to watch and keep watching, and actually not just breeze through.
Okay, to start with, I know your son is a guitarist or singer, right?
Yes, actor,
but
singer.
When he is just starting out, he's a new singer. He has no audience.
Right.
He has no audience. Right. No one knows about him. And let's put him in the streets of Harare, for example.
Right. Yeah.
Right. He's in the streets of Harare. No one knows about him. No one knows what he's capable of. Before he opens his mouth and sings.
True.
So after he is going to sing in the streets, after that very first moment that he's going to sing, that's where someone will strike and say, no, you know what? This is a very brilliant singer, and this guy is talented. And a lot of other guys will actually agglomerate in huge crowds around him. Around him. And that's his first audience. So you never have an audience, and you never know what your audience wants before you start.
In other words,
and for you to create content that resonates with your audience, you need to have that audience first. And how do you have that audience first? You have to start. And after you start, that's where you have a lot of people listening to you, and that's where you have a lot of people giving you feedback data. And that's where you know, for me, example, as a martial artist,
refine.
Yeah, as a martial artist, if I do a backflip, for example, a lot of people will cheer more than if I do just a kata, just a form.
Okay.
They will cheer more than that. Because a backflip is something that's more spectacular.
It's more skill.
Yeah, that's more spectacular. And by that audience retention, I would know that my audience likes something that's flashy.
All right. And then you go for that.
After that, after receiving that signal, I will then have to keep on doing what my audience wants. So it's more about just starting, and after you start, that's where you get the data. So by starting, you're creating data for you. You're creating the data so that you can do your analytics, and from that you can know my audience wants this or they don't want this, or how can I push this idea in front of them. So that's how you get to know your audience. So if you don't start, you won't know your audience. Even if you read books about what your audience wants in a certain niche.
Yes. If you don't start,
you won't know exactly what they want.
All right, so that's a key point. Get started.
Yeah.
Just get in there. So you hear, guys, if you are interested in being on YouTube and you've got something on your heart that you really feel impressed that you've got to share with the rest of the world, please do. And you've heard this expert right here. He says, get started. Okay. Take us through then. What role does consistency play?
Consistency.
Yes. What role does it play in building that loyal YouTube following? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
The way I look at consistency is a part of a creator cycle where you start, continue, learn, and then start doing what's working.
We've got to hear that again. You say start,
you continue,
right?
You learn, and then start doing what's working. So when we talked about knowing what your audience wants, is the learning phase. After you've started,
and you've continued, you're now learning as you're getting the feedback.
Start again
and then
with
you're
that feedback,
refining now.
what's working.
Okay.
Right. So with that now, you know, a lot of people get lost there.
Have you ever had challenges yourself with consistency?
Now, when I started out, I was following the American advice, which is, and I somehow contradict to it up to this point. But when I started out, I was doing martial arts, and producing videos about martial arts is something that I can do anyway. Anyway,
so you
anytime.
got the passion.
I got the passion, and it only needs me to do it. Right. So with continuity, it wasn't much of a problem. The only challenge that I had was when I started out, I was in high school, and I would need to go to school. I was in a boarding school by the way, and I would need to go to school. And who would manage my channel when I was away? No one. So
so you would have an episode, 3 months, and then
3 months of a.
I can relate.
So that was the only challenge that I had. But to keep doing what I wanted, it was just a matter of me doing what I love. I wasn't even concerned about the views. And YouTube, by the way, is not a game where you upload one video, you get one view, you say, no, this is not for me, it's too hard. It's not about that. You can even create hundreds of videos, getting 2-3 views. But one thing that you have to know for sure, you're only one video away from your success. One video, one single video away from your success. And that video can make your channel go from here to infinity. So
the important thing is to really get started, continue, learn. And then just now you refine as you go from the learning.
You have to start again doing the refine thing, as you're saying.
I love it. I totally love it. So what advice would you give to new creators looking to gain traction on YouTube? I know you've said, it's not about maybe if you get a few views, then you get discouraged. What would you say to add to that?
So to new creators out there, maybe you are watching this video, do not start a YouTube channel next year or next month. Or even tomorrow. You have to start right now. You don't have to wait.
Right now. You can actually start today.
Right now.
As you're watching this, right now. If you feel inspired, please go for it. We want to hear what you have to share with the world. We also want to celebrate you. So please get out there and do what you got to do. Right.
And the important thing about YouTube is there is no point in time where you are going to accumulate all the knowledge.
And say I now have it all.
And I can now start and succeed. In any YouTube channel, you're always going to face challenges. You're always going to face hurdles. And
like any business, right?
Yeah, exactly. And there are a lot of fake gurus out there who are going to give you. There are a lot of people who wrote book about getting rich, but we're still poor. A lot of people are still poor.
So
Africa is too poor.
It's in the application.
So it's not about the information. It's about the execution.
I like that execucation.
And so with this, it's more of a shortcut where you don't have to learn everything. Because at the end of the day, you have to apply 20% of the 80% that you have learned. So you have to learn as you go.
Right.
So the creator cycle now, that's where the creator cycle comes in to help you as you grow. So you have to start from where you are. We all have to start somewhere.
Right.
Maybe some are born great, some are celebrities. But if you are not born great, you have to achieve greatness. So you have to start. Start right now where you are with anything that you have. You have to start. And after you start, because if you wait, you won't get started. And after you start, You have to continue doing what you're doing. So if you picked maybe a niche, maybe you're doing you're doing music, for example. Maybe you're creating tutorials for other creators who want to do the same thing. Other creators who want to learn how to use maybe an audio interface, for example. Right? You're creating educational material, you're doing that. You have to continue doing that. And by continuing doing that, you're creating data. You're creating data that you use for your analytics. That's where you know what your audience want. After you have started, after you've created something, after people have given you feedback on something that you have created, no one will give you feedback for an idea that's still in your mind. And we gotta be out there. At some point we are all gonna die anyway. And all your ideas will make your grave rich instead of making you rich when you are still alive.
You're still alive. So
you have to start, you have to continue. And after you continue with all the data that you have gathered, with all the feedback that you have gathered from your audience, you then have to sit down, try to find out what are my audience liking the most when I'm doing this or that.
Speaking of feedback, there have been challenges for some people where if feedback is negative, you know how you have all these comments, and then there's just that one person that will just throw in something that can steal your joy for a moment there. How do you deal with feedback that's not necessarily supporting what you're trying to do?
The problem with feedback is not knowing who we are. We don't know who we are until other people tell us who we are. And the problem with the humans is we have relied so much on other people's feedback. But it doesn't necessarily detect who you are.
And it doesn't take away who you really are.
And when you are born, you're being criticized. From the point you are born, you're being criticized.
Someone will just comment on a baby and say, this baby looks
just being born in a family of maybe civil servants, for example. I always relate to civil servants because my mom is a civil servant.
Okay.
So if you're born in the family, it's more of if someone is to then maybe try to picture where you will be in future. They won't picture something.
They might not get it.
Exactly. They won't picture something that's great. But if you're born with a silver spoon in your mouth, they know already you're destined for greatness.
Instantly, yes.
Because you were born great already. But for someone like me, I have to achieve greatness. And I have been criticized since birth. And I always tell people that in Shona we say kuti kunevaro itoro, right? And I always tell people kuti
exactly.
When you were born, you were being bewitched.
And people will always have opinions.
Even when
so don't let people's opinions stop you from doing what you need to do.
Even when you were very young, playing sports, you were being discouraged. You were being discouraged up to a point where now you are growing up and you are still allowing those people to discourage you.
So it comes down to also knowing yourself and being resolute about what you want to do.
But the challenge now, is you never know yourself until you maybe succeed, and your success might not even tell you who you are. So I always tell people, don't limit yourself to what other people say about you, right? And don't talk about your plans. Talk about your results.
Okay.
So even if someone discourages you, because when I was also starting my YouTube channel, people were discouraging me. You know what? You're not a celeb. You're not gonna make it. And I said, I am the one who is gonna make it from this. And
image. Like you're saying that you might have those that have a silver spoon, born with a silver spoon, but then if you're not, you really can still make it. We've got a lot of examples of those that started from zero and then they became heroes.
And you don't have to let anyone steal your destiny from you. You are responsible for creating your own opportunities. You are responsible for chasing your own dreams. And you don't have to let that one person discourage you from chasing your own dreams. So if you get dislikes, YouTube has done a great job, by the way, to hide the dislikes. So you won't see the dislike.
That's nice.
And at the same time,
That's pretty cool.
in the creator studio, they also give you room to actually remove negative comments from your channel. At some point, I created a video which I edited. I took a video from a Shaolin monk who was doing this Shaolin monk form, Shaolin Kung Fu form, right? And reversed it so that it will give a vibe where you seem like a flying Shaolin monk. Okay. So I did edit it and slowed it down a bit and put the title Flying Shaolin Monk because there's a lot of myths that are associated with Shaolin monks. Okay. And a lot of people came back to me saying, this is fake. This is edited. This is edited and all that. And I knew it was fake. I had reversed the video. I edited it.
Did you respond to any of it?
What would I? There were
left them.
There were about millions of comments. What would I? What I would do is if it was too negative to a point where it might affect the next viewer, because what you have to protect are your viewers. So you have to filter in the language on your channel, and you have to delete other comments. So with the YouTube Creator Studio, they've given you the tools to deal with negativity and to deal with such discouragement. So you can remove it from your channel. And those people will get warnings that if they do it more than 3 times, they're going to be banned on YouTube. So if you remove someone's comment once, it's going to get a warning from YouTube. So YouTube on its own helps creators.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So tell me, if somebody wanted to start, being on YouTube, is it something they could get in touch with you for if they need it? Because I know, there's tutorials and all of that, but you always find that there are also those who actually just need that hand holding from someone who's doing it. Can people contact you for such?
Yeah, the reason why I wrote my book is, like I told you, when I started out, I didn't have anyone to ask. And the big YouTubers in the industry, they are more of legends in the industry, and there are people you can't reach for them to see your little message. You see, and the same goes in the music industry. If you are an upcoming musician and you want to reach other up musicians, it's very hard. So facing those are some of the challenges that I faced coming up. So facing those challenges, I came to a point where I understood, Kuti, if I didn't have anyone who would maybe hold my hand and lead me somewhere, then why don't I be that person?
I like that.
Who is going to deliver someone to his success? So
I like that.
I wrote the book trying to document my growth journey and what I've learned throughout the journey. As I've said, my biggest achievement on YouTube was the information that I gathered, was the knowledge that I got from just starting. So that knowledge, I did document it, and
I saw that in your book you also actually showed proof of that growth process, and I liked that. Tell me something, besides the views themselves, how can one monetize their platform? Because it's great to have all the fun there, just sharing what we love, but there's also the business side that one might be interested in. How can they achieve that?
Okay, to begin with, like I told you, when I started out,
it was just
let's not throw out the views, let's not throw out the subscribers, let's say. Right? When I started out, I was aiming at making money through the YouTube AdSense. So for creators out there who don't know that YouTube can pay even Zimbabwean creators. I just took this point to let everyone know that YouTube itself pays you no matter where you are. The only people who are not getting paid by YouTube are the people from Russia, due to political reasons at the moment. At the moment. So with Google AdSense, what you need is you only need 4,000 watch hours, and you only need 1,000 subscribers, and either 4,000 watch hours or 10 million short views within 90 days.
And when we speak of watch hours, yes, what are we saying?
Watch hours, if, for example, if this video is maybe 40 minutes long, right, and you get one viewer who is going to watch the whole video, it means you have 40 minutes of watch time on your channel. Right? So the total watch time that you accumulate from viewers watching your channel to a certain time stamp, those are the watch hours that you get. And the watch hours that are eligible for monetization are the watch hours that come from the long format videos. The long format videos are just the original videos that are not similar to the short videos, which are more of the vertical videos on the platform. So only the long form content gives you eligible watch time, and that's the challenge for most creators. And if you can't get those watch hours, you can still monetize through YouTube Shorts. But then besides YouTube, this is where you get a lot of money. Because with YouTube pays you nuts. Because YouTube pays per 1,000 views, and your cost per 1,000 views differs from creator to creator. Why? Why? As I have said before, YouTube is an advertising company, and for ads to work, they have to be targeted. I think if you're in business, you know that for ads to work, you have to target a certain target audience. So maybe you are producing farming equipment. You're a company making farming equipment, right? You are going to target farmers. You are not going to target doctors, because the farmers are the people with the effective demand. Those are your ideal clients, right? So now there are factors that are to consider. That maybe if McDonald's is to run ads, let's say it gives about 5 billion to Google AdSense to run ads on YouTube, right? The ads, now that it's a big company, it's going to bid more on an audience which is most likely to buy. And who is that audience? That's an audience that's based in developed countries. Right? And that's an audience which is searching for, maybe McDonald's produces, is it burgers or coffee? So if you are constantly searching about cheaper burgers, you are the ideal target for McDonald's. So for the farming example that I gave, if you are a person who is searching how to grow it, how to grow this plant, how to grow this, you are the target audience for the farming ads, right? So now the problem with YouTube is big business in developed countries only target developed countries. So there's a lot of money going on ads in developed countries, right? And if you have an audience which is based in Zimbabwe, you have the whole audience that you have is Zimbabwean, right? It means you now have to rely on ads that are being run in Africa, and a lot of money is going for ads in developed countries, right? And by the way, there are advantages to that. If you have a Zimbabwean audience, you have a greater advantage than I have, because my channel is mostly American, Indian, and which one? It should be UK and Germany. That's the large audience that I have. But the challenge, the advantage that I will have is I can tap in the ads that are being run in developed countries.
You can still tap.
I can still tap in those, and my cost per 1,000 views will be higher than someone who is tapping in the ads fund pool, which is dedicated for maybe African countries, right? But then for someone who is a Zimbabwean audience, they want to watch to some Zimbabwe. You might not get a lot of money from AdSense. Your CPM would be low, but what you have is social proof in Zimbabwe.
Okay.
You are the target for the Zimbabwean brands who want to strike brand deals directly with you. With you. That's how Comic Pasta makes a lot of money, by the way. Because he's always advertising for local brands. And the good thing about that is all the money that he gets is not text. Because it's coming directly from business to him. It's not going to be text. And now moving on to the other ways to make money besides views or subscribers.
Yes.
Besides views or subscribers.
That's key. How else can we
now with these strategies, what's in the box? What's in the box? In the box you have brand deals. They YouTube creators tell you if you are at this point of growth in YouTube, you're going to be targeted by these and these brands. Okay. Maybe they are product service providers, like phone shops, for example. They want you to review a certain product. They are going to pay you to review maybe a phone or to make a comparison between Samsung and iPhone. They're going to pay you for that.
Okay.
Right? And what you can also do is affiliate marketing. With affiliate marketing, you have platforms like Amazon, which is an affiliate marketing program where you can link products and talk about products. Right. So maybe you are doing tech reviews, you are reviewing these mics, for example. You are comparing between the C1 and the QSK8, right? And after you do a comparison, you can then give product links to your viewers. And after you recommend maybe this mic, you are going to give product links. Right. And maybe you say if maybe a viewer prefers the C1 better, they can get it from this link. And if they click that link and go and buy from Amazon is going to give you your commission.
Your commission as well.
Your commission. So
that's another way.
Exactly. So and there is YouTube merchandise where you can create. Maybe you have become a celebrity through YouTube. You have your loyal audience, loyal viewers who maybe follow you and respect you to a point where if you create maybe merchandise like shirts or custom brand wear and stuff like that, you can sell directly to them. You can still make money from them. Or at a point where I am now, where I feel I want to help other creators, I can make a YouTube how to grow on YouTube course. I can sell digital courses on YouTube, right? Yes, so that's what's also definitely in the box. But that's what's in the box. And by what's in the box, what I'm trying to tell you here is I've tried it, and I've now come to realize that in this Zimbabwean economy, I'm not saying it's impossible. It's very possible.
We are unique.
It's very possible. But it's very hard. It's very hard for you to buy maybe a shirt with the label Comic Awards. I'm sure maybe some would buy, but with this economy that we're in, where people are getting clothes from Bottom Seeker, it's very challenging because after considering your production cost for printing those shirts and all that, you are going to overprice it.
If you're going to get something out of it.
If you're ever going to get something from it, you're going to overprice it. And for you to get those high-end buyers who don't care about the price, it's very difficult in Zimbabwe. Now, what's
to be fair.
Exactly. So, what I would like to share with you, this is not in the box.
Okay.
This is my own strategy.
All right.
That I have. This is a giveaway, by the way.
I was going to ask you, but go ahead. I was going to ask you, how is it that you so willing to share this information. It's a very rare thing, I've got to say, because some people will discover something and really keep it to themselves so that they maximize and nobody else.
You won't even maximize.
You know, so
you won't even maximize.
So I really commend that. So we want your nuggets.
Everyone gets a piece of the cake, by the way. Because for example,
I totally believe that.
I've told you that my audience, the larger part of my audience, is not even Zimbabwean based. And how many people are in the world?
Seriously, we've got billions. Oh, a whole lot more.
Even okay.
So you can never exhaust.
And to talk about the Zimbabwean creator industry, per se, there are a few people who even reach millions of views. A few people. But Zimbabwe is over 10 million.
Absolutely, yeah.
But maybe if we can say about 5 million are online, then it might maybe make sense. But what I'm saying is, out of the 8 billion people in the world, out of the 8 billion people in the world, and you contribute 1% from that 8 billion. And you're still stingy with information.
Imagine that.
The biggest creator right now, is still in the millions category. The millions category of followers. They haven't reached the billions yet.
You just got me thinking of something else. So
everyone gets a piece of the cake.
How does someone starting their platform and targeting a global audience, how do they do this? Is it all just again from just getting started and then see what the feedback is and then follow, learn from that and then start producing the kind of
with that now
to appeal to a global audience?
It takes a bit of strategy because there are communication barriers.
Yeah.
We can talk of language barriers to begin with.
Yeah.
Then there are cultural barriers again. So we might speak English here, but we don't have the accent that Americans can relate to. We don't have the accent that maybe Canadians relate to. And maybe they might not be able to understand. And maybe the words that we use are British, because we borrow a lot from the Britons. But
so how does one achieve this thing?
But now, what you can do to achieve a broader audience is, even if you have those cultural barriers, you have maybe language barriers, because for most creators like me, for example, I come from a very what can I say? Okay.
A long line of greatness?
No, okay. What I can say is I come from a very humble background.
Okay.
A very conservative background.
Those are the ones that...
those are the people that raised me. And, back home, we speak our mother language.
Okay.
We love our culture.
Yes.
We love our culture. And my mom is a Shona teacher,
wonderful.
By the way.
Yes, absolutely.
She also teaches family and religious religion.
Actually, family and religious studies, And she knows a lot about
Shona,
our culture. And I studied Shona.
But now for
I love it.
Exactly. For someone who wants to be international, it's a challenge because you don't have a lot of practice ground to practice maybe your communication skills in other languages, like English, for example. Because for me to come to a point where I can speak to this level, the influence had to come from somewhere.
All right. Okay. I hear you.
So I was born and raised in Shona. The first words that I knew was Chada, Mkaka, Nana. Those are the first words. So don't expect me to be so much comfortable in English. And I got, when I was in primary, I did my primary at Mount Melody in Yanga, and they had an English speaking role. That's what helped me the most. Proceeding on to my O level, I did in Marist Nyanga.
Right.
And that culture kept me going again.
I have friends from
again.
there.
And my headmaster used to say, this language that you are trying to hide, that you are trying to shy away from, is going to help you in your future. And from there is where I joined debate and public speaking. I joined other clubs that I knew were going to develop my linguistic skills. And I haven't developed to a point where I'm really proud of it right now. But
you're getting there. You're doing
exactly.
it. You're
so
doing your
now
stuff.
for Zimbabwean creators, a lot might not have had that advantage, and they have those language barriers, right? So for you to be international, you have to speak in a language that's most recognized by a lot of people.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And you have to create content that then resonates with that one. Because if you have language barriers, what will save you is your content.
Okay.
What will save you is your content.
Good content.
Yeah. So with your content now, what I did is I came from more like a scholastic point of view, where I wasn't trying to reinvent the wheel. I was creating from what's already available. So I'll do my research on a certain topic, maybe in martial arts, right? Then I would have to research on other martial artists in different martial arts. Okay. So for people who are doing Kung Fu, it's obviously the Shaolin Kung Fu monks. So that community is going to produce a lot of styles, a lot of martial arts from that. And for people who are doing Wing Chun, it's again the Chinese, but a different group. Okay. And for people who are doing Jeet Kune Do, Taekwondo is from Korea. So you'd have to target the Koreans. So if you are going to do a comparison to say Wing Chun versus Kung Fu, which one is the best? Right? Or how to start your Kung Fu journey, how to do that, right? Your videos, we have to relate to Shaolin monks, we have to relate to the Koreans.
I was going to ask if you actually used language.
No, the language.
Their language.
Their language now. Yeah. Their language now. To say Chinese, Chinese and maybe Russian are the most widely spoken languages in the world, because and Indians and Indians also, because those people contribute the majority of the world population. But those people also speak English. So English now becomes the most spoken language on the platform. So I would have to use English, but incorporating different cultures on my channel.
Okay. Do subtitles apply at all?
Subtitles. Again, I have said something about YouTube helping creators. YouTube is our biggest brother. It can automatically generate subtitles from what you are speaking. Even right now, if we upload this video, we are going to have subtitles automatically generated, but they are not going to be as accurate as, of course, as creating your own subtitles. Because maybe the model was made from maybe a British accent, and is some of the words that we mispronounce here can be recognized as other words. Is
a portion in your book where you say finally, where we are talking about what you should do exactly, so that we then give people just the takeaways from this to say, so you're doing this, you're doing this, you're doing this, so somebody can take away that and go and apply. And then I would want us to then just give them your details, although I'm sure we're going to have them on the screen as well. And then just any final parting words that you would have.
Okay, as for what you should do exactly, when I wrote this book, remember it was around 2022. And up to this point, as for my point of view to date, I may say it might differ from my point of view right now.
No.
Because
of course, I mean, there's that whole evolving, and you can always update, have a new version.
So for that book, what I said in that book is what you can do is you have to find something that you alone can offer. Right? So the unique value that you can offer is more of the unique value
proposition.
Exactly. The unique value proposition in business. So that was what I was looking at. But now that I've now noticed many creators suffer from the analysis phase.
Yes.
And they get sucked down in that black hole and they never get to start.
I can totally relate to that one. I tell you, the moment you start thinking about, what you don't have, what is not looking right, what's not yet okay, you really may never start.
Because if you try to look for that USP, right, for that unique selling point, right, you are going to spend a lot of time preparing, analyzing, criticizing yourself, discouraging yourself. Because
that's true.
This industry has a lot of creators and a lot of creators who are trying almost everything. So you come to a point where it seems like you have nothing else to offer.
That is so true. So I mean, you're looking at a pool of creators.
What you then have to do now is to just start. Because if you just start, that's where you discover what your audience likes. And what your audience like is your unique selling proposition. Because
you now know what to say.
Because your audience might just follow you because they like your voice. Maybe they like your personality. Oh, you're always smiling and you're always laughing. Or you always have this high energy that they listen to. So you never know that before you start. There are creators that I like because of that.
Okay.
So the main idea now.
Get started.
Yeah.
And then continue. And then learn. And then review and
review, and you have
refine.
To repeat the stage and start again doing what's working.
It's fantastic. So it's been great having you. We could go on and on because there's just so much. This book, where can one get it? For those that do need to read and just get more of your experience, your journey. I like that you just shared what you were doing and what was working. And if somebody might just want to read it, where do they find it?
Okay, for this book, I had so much on my hands, and I can say maybe I've been less a bit about it, because I would have maybe published it on Amazon, because it's easier that way.
All right.
Because for me to approach publishers in Zimbabwe, I don't know the process, and someone might need something from me for me to publish it with maybe WordPress or something. So I've been a bit lazy about it, but I've been issuing out copies to people freely.
Okay.
At this point.
All right. So what they contact you for the book? For you to give out?
Okay. They can contact me directly on my WhatsApp. Because I'm always active on WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We will have.
Or they can call me or email me, but
you could give us your number, but we're definitely going to have it
on the screen.
On the screen, but for somebody that probably needs to hear as opposed to seeing it,
Okay.
Because we're going to have some that will be listening to this podcast, just the audio.
Yeah.
And so, that will help.
Okay, so for you to reach me, my number is 0786 034 582. 0786 034 582. That's my number. And for my email,
582 or 6?
0786 034 582.
Plus 263.
Plus 263.
Yes.
786 034 582.
Fantastic. Yes. So you heard for yourselves, you can actually get in touch with Marvellous, and you'll be able to get a copy of this book, and get yourself the information that will help you to just get to another level or to get started, be inspired to get started or take it to the next level. Thank you so much for allowing us this time to just hang out with you and tap into all this wisdom on how we can be better on YouTube, how we can get involved on YouTube. For those that really have that passion, sometimes it can be intimidating to see that whole pool of creators that are doing marvelous things and millions of views, and you're thinking, what will this do? I'll just be a drop in the ocean. But hey, get started. You heard it for yourself. Keep on going, learn, and then just apply what you've learned and restart the process. We also want to see your material. We want to hear you. We want to celebrate you, and let's do this together. Even I'm doing it.
And we're going to help each other. And I also thank you for this collaboration. There's a lot that you can do that I can't. And when I did like when you said, you are not the expert. I am the no. I am an expert in my own field. You are an expert in your field. So if we then bring our heads together,
work together. That's what I love to do, actually. Yeah. I love collaborations. There are so many synergies. When we do things together, a lot of the times we do achieve a lot more, I believe. My name is Liana Naledi Makuzha, and this is Naledi Online, produced by Front Row Productions.